remember, the king, what was unusual about him? What looked kind of unusual?
He had big ears.
Big ears. So remember, he had this thing right here that looked like a big ear. This was his symbol. But I'm going to tell you something else about it. Oops, something's missing. What's missing?
The 2 bodyguards.
That's right. Giant George, Kung Fu Eddie. Now, are any of you writing cursive letters yet? Okay. So this, in olden days when they actually really put this all together, is that they would write very fancy letters. So this is like a cursive letter F. Do you see that? And then it just they just sort of smoothed it out. So when you start learning cursive, you'll learn an F. And this stands for F for Freddie. I like to think that this right here is Freddie's throne, and these are his 2 bodyguards. So that always tells you that this line right here is Freddie's favorite line. And who sits on that line?
Miss Frog.
Is Frog. So we try to remember as many, what letters? What letter is that?
F.
That's F. Okay. And Queen Gina, she wanted everybody to remember hers. So she put a fancy letter G. It kind of looks like a 6. You see that? But it's like a G. You see that? How they're kind of the same? And then she said, I just kind of wanted a little fancier than that. And she added that stuff. Okay? So there's a hidden G in there. And you know what Miss Sarah said? There's another G that I'd never noticed before. And it's right here. It's not a capital G. This one's a big G, this one's a little g. So you can find them either way, and it circles the second line up. Notice hers is the second line up and his is the second line down. So it's kind of like a mirror, isn't it? Now, let's go to our story. So we finished up with the basketball. Now remember I told you the king and queen are actually together, but because we can't see them if they're stacked on top of each other, they spread them apart like this. So this is usually for piano players for their right hand and then for their left hand like this. So we'll go back to our story. All right? The king and the queen shared what?
Oh.
Yes, tell me.
The pink cat with one whisker.
The pink cat with one long whisker. And that cat was looking around, and you know what? He found a best friend, and his best friend is a dog. Little white dog with little black spots. And that dog was so busy doing all of his cleanup, and he would now and then get little spots on him and things like that from all the dirt. So, but he carried his little pail and his little broom, and he would sweep up after everybody. So we kind of call him the dirty duty dog, because he gets dirty all the time, but he's doing all of this cleanup duties all the time. That's our dirty duty dog right there. I'll just put a D there for it, okay? And you know what? That came in so handy, because what they actually wound up asking him to do is clean up after the queen's elephant. You know, sometimes the elephants have to. And so we had to have somebody in, because, you know, the queen would be in big parades, and she would stand on top of that elephant. So she would be so tall, standing up there, taller than everybody in the kingdom. And they spray paint that elephant pink for the parade, and there would be that elephant. But of course, somebody had to go behind the elephant, so nobody stepped in his stuff, you know?
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, so that dirty duty dog would just go right behind him and sweep up after him all the time, so it'd keep everything nice and clean. So here's the queen. She's standing on top of that elephant. We'll put an E there to help us remember elephant, okay? Now, when she was in these parades, she had some very strange things that she liked to wear. So the king is all about our sports and having fun and being silly, and the queen is about flowers and animals and weird dressing. So right here, she has her feet right on top of that elephant, and she puts flowers on her feet. Because sometimes they get a little stinky, kind of like Eddie, you know? They get a little stinky when they're just riding on that elephant all the time. So So we've got some flowers right there. Do you know what comes next? Anybody know the next letter? G. Okay. This we know is Queen Gina, but it's also, she loves to have amazing and strange animals in her garden. And in her garden, she has the tiniest giraffe in the world. It only comes right up to her knees. So right here is Queen Gina's giraffe. And we call her Gigi Giraffe. Did y'all say that? Gigi Giraffe. Okay, you know what comes after that? We start our alphabet over again, don't we? So Gigi Giraffe has a funny little thing. She loves apples. And the queen always keeps some handy in her apron. So she wears an apron right here, and the Gigi Giraffe should come up and kind of lick her knee. You know, giraffes have these really long tongues. And it just lick her knee and say, "Can I please have an apple? I'm so hungry for an apple." So she'll pull an apple out of her apron. And there's that apple. Let me see if I can draw an apple. Boop. There we go. There's our
That's
apple.
a good apple.
Thank you. Finally, underneath that apple, on top of that apple, is something she wears right around her middle. And she
A
thinks
belt?
it's very close to a belt. Very good guess. It's huge. It's a bow. It's a big pink bow, and she thinks it's glorious, and everybody else thinks it's a little silly. And she has a big, beautiful butterfly right in the middle of it. Of course, they're all pink because she loves, remember, this is the pink mountain part. So this is her bow right here. Boop, boop. Okay? It's our bow, and we'll just pretend that's also a butterfly on there. All right? Now, I want to know if you think we could go ahead today and learn the yellow story, and then tomorrow we can really concentrate on making sure we know all of them and getting our play ready for when our parents come. Is this enough?
I really want to do that during the play.
Oh, yeah, well, you can help us. You can help everybody get dressed for the play, because we're going to be dressing up in Yeah, you want to do Kung Fu Eddie. Okay, so here's what I want to ask you. Do you think you know all these?
I don't think I can remember all of them.
Okay, let's go backwards in the story and see.
Oh, no.
So she wears her butterfly. Everybody point to your butterfly bow. Point to your middle. So the middle line is the butterfly bow. And then right here is what?
The apple.
Apples in her apron. Does your mother ever wear an apron?
Yes. My
Okay.
sisters and mother wear aprons when
When
they're
they're cooking and stuff? Yeah, that's so you don't get anything on your nice
Oh, yeah,
clothes,
that's what
right?
my mom did. I wear
Yeah.
aprons too.
And then right down here on her
In our class,
knees,
we wear aprons.
who's that?
Giraffe.
The giraffe always licks her knee, doesn't he? Because he's asking for apples. And right underneath that, of course, I forgot to tell you, the elephant and the giraffe are really good friends. But the elephant, I forgot one other thing too, also always sprays the flowers with his long nose so they stay nice and beautiful, because the queen has to pick them and then put them on her feet. So here's our giraffe, and right down at the bottom is her feet with what on them? The flowery feet, that's right. And those feet stand on the,
Elephant.
there's the elephant. Imagine you're standing on the elephant right there. Okay, now underneath the elephant, just like we had to do down here, this is not touching our bodies, was the what?
Elephant.
Okay, underneath the elephant was what?
The dirty duty dog.
Yeah, the dirty, raise your hand next time so everybody has a chance to answer, okay? Dirty duty dog, okay? And who's under that? His best friend?
The cat that has one long
I don't know, you guys know this pretty well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to erase these letters in here
No!
and see if you can remember them, okay? I'm going to erase my hands and you see.
Oh, this is gonna be easy.
I think it will be
What
easy
about
for
the
you.
whisker?
Well, that I
What
can't
about
erase
the
because that's that
whisker?
line that always has to go, just like these lines have to stay there.
But what about the duty duty?
Well, some of them already,
dog.
yeah, some of them already kind of have hints, don't they?
The dirty duty dog. Like
Let's
the bow,
do
the
it.
apple.
Let's do
The
this,
apple,
just
the
plain,
apple.
and this is going to be plain.
Ew.
And this, of course, is our,
Our bitty bitty bow.
there we go. All right,
No one.
I'm going to mix it up now.
Oh.
Oh, no! So, right here, you know, is line number 1, line number 2, line number 3. So that's here, here, and here. So if you're not sure, ask your body where it is. And then the
Ask your
spaces,
body.
yeah, just say, body, is it here or is it here? And your body will help you to remember that. So let's start with line number 1. What's that? Right here.
The cat was the one we know.
Right here.
Wait, that one? Elephant.
Elephant! Very good. We stand on the elephant in the parade, okay? What's line
Sunny's
number
listening
3?
too.
What's in the middle? Line number 3.
bow.
1, 2, 3. Very good. The bow. What's line number 2? Anybody?
The giraffe.
Gigi Giraffe. That's right. Gigi. So we've got those 3 lines. Very good. Let's go get this line. Who knows this one?
Oh,
Yes, Sophia.
the cat with one whisker.
Cat. That's right. We call that middle C too. The
Middle
cat with
C.
1 whisker. Now we've got the 3 ones in the spaces. Okay, so in between the cat and the elephant, who's that other person? Who's that other animal?
Oh my gosh.
I'm giving you a hint.
The dirty duty dog.
That's
We're
right.
gonna do it looking
The
at
dirty
Sunny.
duty dog right there. Okay. And between lines 1 and 2, okay, lines 1 and 2. What's in between here? What's in between her?
Wow.
The flowers. That's right. The elephant waters. And what's in between line 2 and 3? Oh boy, you're guessing lots of them. What?
Apple.
Apples. Okay. Now, thank you, Sophia. I'm going to give you a little break, and you can tape these things together. And I'm going to ask you guys to make sure you know them too. Okay? Because Sophia has studied this for a long time. So let's do it one more time. And so I told her she could help with this because she's done lessons for a long time. And she's yeah. So yeah. So we're going to let her do that while you guys get really good at this.
She's lucky.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you, James, line number 3. Nobody else. James, what's this one?
Oh.
Yes. Number 2. Veronica?
We giraffe.
That's right.
Gigi Giraffe.
Gigi Giraffe. Just think, the lines are on your body right there. Jojo, what's line number 1? Line number 1, remember.
Elephant.
That's right. Very good. Okay, anybody, what's this one?
Cat.
Cat.
One
That's right.
whiskered cat.
1 whiskered cat, right in the middle between the king and the queen. They love to share that cat. So, what's this one? Right next to the cat's best friend.
The dirty duty dog.
That's right. Can anybody tell me what this one is between lines 2 and 3?
Flowers.
Yes. Sorry, that was between line 1 and 2. I did that wrong. Ah, boops. Okay.
Oops, and you said oops.
I said boops.
Boops.
Okay. Oops. Whoops. All right. So what's the last one right here?
Apple.
Between this one and this one. You guys are good at this. Now, what do you think? Should we do the yellow story tomorrow or you want to do it now?
I guess now. Do it today.
Let's do it today.
Do
Okay.
what? The yellow part.
Okay. And then tomorrow we'll let Sarah retell the story because she may have some new things to add. Just like I gave you some little hints down here. And that way she can retell the story of all of these. And you can learn it even better. And we'll practice our costumes. Okay. So now you've already I can't talk over you, honey. It's too loud. So right up here, 3 spaces up. Do anybody remember what's right here? I'll give you a hint.
There's 3 space.
That's right, the 3 cats from outer space, and everybody hold your heart. This is where she holds them right here. And they love to sit right on top of this big giant bow, and she'll hold them. And you know what they love to play with? The queen wears a special magical jewelry, and it goes all the way across her shoulders, and they're dancing diamonds. And those kitties love to play with those dancing diamonds. They're all across here. There's a whole bunch of them. And they just dance and dance and dance. And that keeps those kitties in her bow and entertained forever. Now just above her dancing diamonds are her giant Easter egg earrings. So she's got huge earrings right here. With some little stripes across them to look like Easter eggs, okay? Now, after that, after her Easter egg earrings, she has another. I'm telling you, she dresses weird, okay?
Wait, does that mean I have to wear that stuff?
We might have to wear all that stuff. And up here,
here.
you know what she likes to have up here? Is she has feathers.
Oh my. I don't know. Feathers.
But I think yeah, she's got Easter egg earrings, dancing diamonds, and feathers on her hair.
And a crown.
And right above that, right here, is her golden goose. Now you remember what she used to be?
Yeah, a golden goose.
She was a golden goose, and she had a best friend, just like the king had a best friend, Frog.
Freddy the Frog.
And when she was all lonely, and before she could speak again, that's right, she had Goldie the goose, very good memory, that was set. And so she gave her a special place right inside her crown. That Goldie the goose sits right up there, okay? And I think that's probably why she kept those feathers too, because, you know, she learned a lot from those times of being a goose before she was changed back into a person.
She dresses ridiculous.
She dresses really weird, and she goes around now. So of course she's going to stand up very straight because she's got a goose on her head, doesn't she?
Yes, because
And that goose will tell her all different kinds of things and give her little jokes.
It's hard
and
to
things.
do this.
Yes, you have to sit up very tall if you're going to be the queen with a goose on your head.
Yeah,
Now-
that's not so bad at all.
That golden goose is just like the story that you've heard. It lays golden eggs, and that's where she gets all of her. No, we don't have to do that. That looks really gross. That golden goose has golden eggs, so they're very valuable, and that goose is very valuable. So you know who has to guard that? The king had an alien to guard his gold. The queen has
A goose.
an angel.
An angel.
That kind of looks like a butterfly. Let's see. How would I draw an angel? Let's see. Let
I
me
don't
try.
know.
Okay, here's our angel. Doop, doop, with a little halo. How's that for an angel? Will that work?
Look, do little wings. Do little wings on the back.
Oh my goodness, you're going to make me really work. And we'll put little wings. Yeah, maybe you can. Here's our angel.
That's an angel.
Now, sitting on top. Now that angel sometimes has to hold a bow, an arrow, just in case. So see, she sits right on that, just in case anybody gets too close to stealing that gold. Okay, so she's got that arrow right there. Kind of like you've seen Cupid, angels. They're about ready to make people fall in love.
Are they real
Yeah.
or not? Are they real?
I don't know, you're going to have to ask your mom.
Oh my.
If they're real, I do not want to get close to one.
If they're
You
real.
don't want to fall in love?
No!
Okay.
I never want to fall in love.
Okay, settle down. So, angel, and then you know what sits on a stick? Sometimes actually gets in the way because, you know, this is a friendly kingdom. There's not too many people to fight off. So when that arrow sticks out there, something stands right on top of that.
Another
Little
angel.
baby birds.
Oh.
Little baby bird. I'm not doing so well at drawing these baby birds, but anyway, those are the little baby birds on a branch. Okay, they sit right there. And finally, you all know who this is up at the top.
What is
The
that?
two lines up there.
The nest?
I'll give you a little hint. That's our two-whiskered cat. He's got two
Top
lines up
cat.
there. Top cat with his top hat. That's all of them. Let's just go through those real quickly one more time, and then we'll let Miss Sarah retell this story tomorrow, okay?
Okay. Hey, are you gonna tell a story how you named her?
Well, now, if we have
No,
time, I'll
no.
tell that story tomorrow. Otherwise, I think our
There's
stories are going to
nothing
get a little
on it.
confused. This is a lot of stories. So,
There's
oh, you mean how I named him?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you. Remind me as soon as we finish videotaping this. So we have what here? What's this one? Jojo?
The big.
Okay, let's do the motions. What's this? The queen has a
kitty.
3 spacey cats, or 3 yellow cats. What's right here on line 4?
The dancing diamond.
That's right. Boy, the only person who was listening to me was Veronica's. Okay, what's right here on her ears?
The big
On
Easter
your
eggs. The big Easter egg.
That's right, huge Easter egg earrings. And what does she wear right around her head, like a headdress?
A crown.
No, right in front. Feathers! That's right, those are funny looking feathers. Let me see if I can make better. Is that better for feathers?
Yeah, that's better.
Almost looks like leaves, doesn't it? But it's
Yeah.
feathers.
Kind of.
Those are feathers. You'll see, I have feathers out there. And just above that is her
Goose.
golden goose. That's right.
Golden,
And that golden goose sits inside of her crown. So that's just about right. But we don't want to think crown because crown is for C. And the only C's we have are what? Cats. That's the only one that's repeated over and over.
Why can't the top cat wear a crown?
The
Instead
top
of a
cat
top
could wear a crown. That's a good idea. But she'd have a lot of things stacked on her head, wouldn't she? I love that. So, golden goose with the golden eggs. And who has to guard those eggs?
The angel.
That's right, angel. And who sits on the angel's branch?
The baby bird.
The baby bird sitting on the branch. And just above that, that's right. Sometimes these baby birds, I didn't tell you, are a little bit annoying because that cat's so lazy, but it'll come real close and it'll go, "Pew, pew, pew, pew." Oops, careful, honey. We're having an earthquake on the video. Okay, so that's our whole, this is the whole queen section, all in one. Let's go get our little animals out. We'll put them on the staff out there, okay? We're done. And then we'll come back in, we'll put the small ones up here. And, oh my goodness, we gotta do pink flashcards today.